This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, a man is arrested in central Dunedin after the foyer of the Dunedin City Council is badly damaged. A well-known pizza chain's factory in Christchurch is destroyed by fire. And Queenstown's women's mountain bikers had an inaugural camp with international riders sharing trade secrets. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Daryl Baser. Police have arrested a man who allegedly went on a rampage at the Dunedin City Council this morning, smashing up the foyer with a bat. City Councillor Sophie Barker says she heard yelling and banging before seeing a man being pursued by police.
The Dunedin City Council Customer Service Centre was closed for the day after a man allegedly went on a rampage this morning, smashing up the foyer with a bat, eventually being arrested by police. Dunedin City Councillor Sophie Barker says she heard the commotion and saw a man being pursued down the escalators.
Yelling, banging, crashing, and then this big bump for stuff was broken on the way out. I didn't see it, I heard it happening, and then I saw the guy come out, and then I saw the police following.
She says a member of the public kept others away from approaching the customer service area.
This local guy was keeping people away, which was fantastic, yeah. So good local hero, thank goodness, stepping in.
Police say they had been searching for a man in Mosgiel this morning after he made threats to individuals and organisations. Barker says she feels for the staff who encountered the destructive rampage.
I just really feel for the team. It must be really horrible when something like that happens.
Police say there are no reports of anyone being injured in the incident. In Dunedin, The South Today.
A Dunedin computer company is facing a tough time ahead after having its office and computers were damaged by fire at the weekend. Firefighters managed to stop the blaze spreading throughout the historic Imperial building on Dowling Street on Saturday morning. The offices were being leased by the Igtimi company, which specialises in creating data from GPS tracking, including with the recent America's Cup. Fortunately, much of the computer equipment was still in transit from Auckland, where staff had been working. The company's employees are now set to work from home until a new office space can be found. People in parts of Christchurch are being told to stay inside after a large industrial fire at a pizza factory around 1 a.m. today. Authorities confirmed the single-storey building is the Romano's Pizza Factory in Hillsborough. Fire crews are expected to be at the site of a major fire at the Romano's Pizza Factory in Christchurch for most of the day as they work to fully extinguish the blaze. FENZ Area Commander Dave Stackhouse says at its height the fire required 11 appliances to tackle the blaze.
At 01:15 hours this morning we received a call to this building, which is Romano's Pizza Factory.
About 50 firefighters were at the scene and smoke from the fire could be seen up to 1 kilometre away. Stackhouse says the construction of the building made it difficult to fight the fire. No one appears to have been inside the building when the fire broke out, and there are no reports of any injuries. Residents were being urged to stay indoors as the blaze is causing a lot of smoke which might be toxic. In Christchurch, The South Today. A teenager responsible for a double fatal crash in Outram will have all record of the offence wiped. A 17-year-old drove through stop signs, killing a passenger, 15-year-old Jane Cummings, as well as the driver of another vehicle, 57-year-old Steve McNee. A photo from an Otago Day Times photographer proved the stop sign on the left side of the road was so obscured by foliage the driver might not have seen it. Judge Dominic Flatley described the teenager as an otherwise responsible, maturing young man getting on with his life. The absolute discharge effectively leaves it as though the defendant was never charged. The future of women's mountain biking in New Zealand is looking brighter, following the inaugural Mons Royale Future Grant Progression Camp. The event at Queenstown's Wynyard Jump Park featured 10 riders showing their top tricks and trying to outdo each other. The sky's the limit for women's mountain biking in New Zealand if this inaugural event in Queenstown is anything to go by.
Future Grant is really just a simple thing to bring the best riders together to progress and bring their energy, and the camp is just to facilitate that and help them take it to the next level. 10
female free riders from across New Zealand, including 2 international riders who've been in the country since before last year's lockdown, were handpicked to take part in a 4-day camp. Internationally ranked mountain bike rider Louise Ferguson has been living in Queenstown since lockdown and was amongst the leaders of the camp.
I'm now in a camp, a women's progression camp that's based in Queenstown, and everyone's throwing backflips and throwing like tricks and heel kickers and necks, and it's just, that's what's gone down. Everyone in the background's thrown down as well.
As well as track time, the camp included trampoline and sports psychology sessions, with plenty of time on their bikes at Queenstown's Jump Park. Mons Royale founder and event coordinator Hamish Ackland was unsure about future events, as he says they were focused on this camp.
Yeah, we're not actually too sure. We just we wanted to, the idea got sparked by Mons team rider Louise Ferguson, so we saw her do a backflip on her social media, and we just saw all of this energy like that, and we're like, right, let's help that, let's try and get that to go further, let's bring these riders together.
The camp was a result of teamwork between Ackland, mountain bike instructor Ashley Peters, rider Claire Dooney and the Queenstown Mountain Bike Club.
Oh, I've been blown away. From the moment I got here, there's so many women riding bikes at all levels, and everyone's really welcoming. There's a local bike club here that's got loads of women as members, but there's also Dirttown Queens, which is like a female bike club that you can go along to, which is really inclusive.
Organisers say the camp has matched its aim to foster skills and confidence for female free riders and, in part, to foster friendships and support networks for the women as they fly towards the upper echelons of the sport on the global stage. In Queenstown, the South Today. And still to come on the South Today, we catch up with a film crew in Oamaru and meet a man who survived a shark attack 50 years ago. See you after the break.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life. Tuesdays, 7:30.
Hi, it's Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Our 3 stores have got a deal for you. We're going hard, we're going early, so we've gone hard on the prices, 50% off, a great selection. Shorts, look at all these shorts. T-shirts, they're all half price. Check out all those tees along there. What about all these ones down here? Also at a great saving, 50% off. We're going hard, we're going early. Polo shirts, short sleeve shirts, there's such a variety.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's the Alex Campbell Menswear. Go hard, go early, summer sale. Don't miss this one.
Ah, TV, our favourite babysitter. But it can be tough keeping up with what our tamariki are watching. Luckily, the Broadcasting Standards Authority has made some smart changes to the classification labels. Ooh! Plus changes to the time of day certain rated shows will air, and awesome new parental lock features, meaning your babysitter's job is safe. Find out more at safeviewing.co.nz.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Welcome back. It's now Oamaru's turn to be in the Hollywood limelight after the production crew of the Netflix film called The Royal Treatment finished 2 months filming in Dunedin. Crew members started in Oamaru by setting up a scene in the Victorian precinct with false trees, new signs, polished Fords and market boxes. The film stars Egyptian-born Canadian actor Mina Massoud and American actress and singer Lara Morano. The Oamaru Whitestone Civic Trust says the film is great for the local economy, with crews using cafes and booking accommodation, as well as locals getting to play extras. Today marks 50 years since a teenager out surfing at a Dunedin beach was attacked by a shark. The attack was the last of 5 over a 7-year period, which had left 3 swimmers dead. And on this day in 1971, 17-year-old Barry Watkins found himself looking death right in the eye.
I just felt a huge impact on the left-hand side, and I just remember getting pushed through the water. I actually felt like, well, my first impression was that I thought some guys had come out in a boat and actually run over me and hadn't seen me. And then I found I couldn't get to the surface. And then as the shark released its bite, I managed to get to the surface. And as I pulled myself up, I looked over and I could see the shark's nozzle or big nose and his mouth closing, and it was sliding back into the water.
Barry Watkins remembers being a 17-year-old surfer at Dunedin's St Clair Beach on this day in 1971 when he was attacked by a shark. The giant fish repeatedly bit him and his surfboard, eventually breaking the surfboard in two.
He came in from the right-hand side and he did the most amazing thing. He actually lifted his whole head and plonked it on the board. So I'm hanging on to the 3 feet of one end, and the shark's head and eye is right there, and it just sat on the board and was making all these sort of like focusing. I could see the eyes clicking. It just slid back, took one bite and thrashed its head, and the board snapped in half, and I went bouncing across the water over that way, and the other half of the board flew off towards the bars.
The 2 halves of Watkins's surfboard are now on display at the Otago Museum to mark the 50th anniversary of the attack.
It's great to see that it's still here, that the museum's doing a great job looking after it, and that other people can come and view it and get a bit of a fright off it, I suppose.
The shark was later identified by the deep bite marks left on the surfboard as being a great white, about 4.5 metres long. Watkins was shaken by the experience, which left him with 90 stitches on his leg. But he says he no longer gets nightmares from his brush with death.
I've actually learned to love the creature and take a great interest in what becomes of them and where they are, basically.
Watkins's close call was the last of a series of shark attacks in the Dunedin area between 1964 and 1971, which left 3 people dead. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And after the break on the South Today, we have a little look at tonight's Celtica show at the Regent, and we have your midweek weather for you. See you after the break.
you got?
Okay. Chicks World, party time, excellent.
Love it! Chicks World! Chicks World!
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Hi, it's Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Our 3 stores have got a deal for you. We're going hard, we're going early, so we've gone hard on the prices, 50% off, a great selection. Shorts, look at all these shorts. T-shirts, they're all half price. Check out all those tees along there. What about all these ones down here? Also at a great saving, 50% off. We're going hard, we're going early. Polo shirts, short sleeve shirts, there's such a variety.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
It's the Alex Campbell Menswear. Go hard, go early, summer sale. Don't miss this one.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Thanks for staying with us. Touring theatre show Celtica comes to Dunedin this evening to wrap up its nationwide tour. The Otkins Regent Theatre is being transformed this afternoon ahead of this evening's show. Celtica has been touring New Zealand, receiving critical acclaim for its toe-tapping music and high-octane Irish dancing. The event at the Regent Theatre will be a homecoming for Dunedin singer and broadcaster Sophie Morris. The show is set to kick off at 7:30 p.m. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. A man is arrested in central Dunedin after the foyer of the Dunedin City Council was badly damaged in a frenzied attack. A well-known pizza chain's factory in Christchurch is destroyed by fire overnight. And Queenstown's women's mountain bike riders had an inaugural camp with international riders sharing tips and tricks. Time now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Times. We welcome the editor, Mr. Barry Stewart. G'day, Barry.
Hello, Darryl. We'll have more on the belt-wielding man who allegedly assaulted the Dunedin City Council buildings. So he will appear in court tomorrow, so more details on that in the paper tomorrow. Just released is the news that the man accused of murdering an Invercargill woman has been found guilty, so that decision in Invercargill just this afternoon, so we'll have more on that story as well. As construction in Dunedin begins to boom, builders have started using novel methods of attracting and keeping staff to keep up with demand, so find out all about that. And the most important thing is the delicious, fresh special, Easter special in your newspaper tomorrow. So our weekly fresh package has been wrapped up in 12 pages of a tabloid, and you can pull that out of your paper tomorrow, so look out for that, but has a range of inspiration and delicious recipes. Trust me, they are.
Easter-inspired hot cross buns, that sort of
All
stuff.
those sorts of things, yes, and more.
Brilliant. All that and more in tomorrow's ODT. Thanks, Barry. Good night. Time now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Beginning with the situation, a cooler southwesterly airflow develops over southern districts tomorrow, with showers spreading along the coasts in the afternoon, but remaining mostly fine inland. Starting at the northwest of the South Island, it's the same story for both Westport and Greymouth. Partially cloudy skies with showers tomorrow and 21 degrees. Heading across to the northeast, plan for showers and watch out for potential thunderstorms for both Nelson and Blenheim, and you're both aiming for 18 degrees. Heading to the Canterbury region, there's a bit of variation between the main centres in this district. Expect showers in Kaikoura with 17 degrees, but it'll be slightly nicer in Christchurch and Ashburton with cloud and 18 degrees. The southern towns see similar temperatures and showers for all down here. The Catlins and Balclutha are due to be slightly warmer as you head for 15-degree highs, while Lumsden and Gore will also have the southwesterlies and showers, but with just 14 degrees. Looking to the central region, Te Anau is set for showers and 14 degrees, while it's cloudy skies for Alexandra and Wanaka, you both head for 17, and Queenstown is likely to be 16 degrees and also a bit cloudy. To the northern towns, the land of the long whitish cloud continues here with 16 for Timaru and Oamaru, while inland it's still slightly cloudy but warmer with 17 degrees predicted for Twizel and Omarama. And in Dunedin, a few showers tonight with a northeasterly wind, an overnight low of 11 degrees. Fine for much of tomorrow with moderate southwesterlies and showers mid-afternoon, looking at a 16-degree high and 7-degree low. It'll be fine with sunny periods and clouds in between on Thursday with a high of 16 and a warmer low of 11 degrees overnight. And in Invercargill, mostly cloudy this evening with an overnight low of 9 degrees. Colder southwesterlies begin your Wednesday here, but the sun should break through in the early afternoon. You're looking at a high of 14 and a low of 7. With cloudy skies and showers developing during the morning, it'll be sunny at first on Thursday with moderate westerlies and winds freshening during the day. A high of 17 and a low of 11 degrees. And that's all from the South Today team for this Tuesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening. Tā kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.